We thought that Mike McCarthy was almost a guaranteed lock after the loss to Green Bay in disgusting fashion. It was almost a lock that Mike McCarthy had to go. We thought, hey, you know what? There's nothing about that game that redeemed Mike McCarthy enough to say, hey, he can stick around another year. And with that thought came the thought of Bill Belichick's free. There's an opportunity to pick up the winningest Super Bowl coach in NFL history. There's a guy that what we feel could make this team that much better. And then we hear Jerry come out after about 48 hours and say, you know what? Mike McCarthy's our guy. I want to stick with Mike McCarthy.
72.
Other teams, we have a big coaching carousel going on right now. You got a lot of openings, and they're getting
not too
filled up
many,
like that,
not
bro.
too many anymore.
Right.
Yeah.
So you're seeing all these teams pick up coaches, and at first I'm like, damn, like we're really about to let Belichick slide. Like I don't. We done missed out on any opportunity at Bill Belichick, and then you see now Bill Belichick can't get a job. Now I'm not. I'm only speculating on what that could be. It could be maybe he's selective, and he's like, you know what? I don't really want to coach for that team. There was a rumor that came out that he said, I don't want to work in a big market. I would prefer something like Atlanta or something like that. Atlanta got Raheem Morris, I believe.
Yeah.
So Atlanta's out.
Former he coached there under DQ.
Dan Quinn, yeah.
Yeah.
So you're looking at it, and it's more and more. He had 2 interviews with Atlanta, didn't get the job. He's had a couple of interviews in other places. Nobody's giving him the call back, and I'm starting to wonder: is Bill Belichick just considered outdated and not wanted by these teams? Is his way of thinking outdated? Is his age a factor? Is his attitude a factor? T, I'm gonna start with you, brother man. What do you think is the reason why Bill Belichick, as of today, January 26th, in the year of our Lord 2024, Bill Belichick don't have a job?
I think it's because of Bill Belichick, bro. I think shout out to Atlanta, but I think that he went there, initially did the interview, everything went good, or they wouldn't have called him back. And then they followed up with him, and he got to see the inner workings of everything, got to really took a deep dive into the team and the personnel, and realized that he would be building from the ground up there. They don't have a quarterback. They got nice skills positions, but other than that, you really building from the ground up. Obviously in the NFC South, you got a better chance of winning your division because their division is the one that's kind of open. It's like a free-for-all. Anybody can win it because none of the teams are just that good. The Saints ain't that good.
Nope.
The Falcons obviously ain't that good. Tampa Bay, they went to the playoffs, but they had a 9-8 record. You had a 9-8 record and went to the playoffs.
Right. Hey, they were under 500. Their representative last year.
Yeah.
Yep.
And then you got Carolina and Brother Bryce. So a lot of moving pieces, bro. I think that you kind of pointed to this the other day. It looked like Bill was not Bill, but maybe Jerry is kind of hopefully wishful thinking that he's like, you know what, we're gonna have to make Mike McCarthy prove it. If he shits the bed this year, we're bringing in Bill. Bill don't take a job. But if the rumors were true about him not wanting to play in a big market, bro, where could you really have gone and played in a small market other than the Chargers, maybe? And
LA's not a small market, but they're not the most popular team.
That's why I'm saying the Chargers, because when you think of LA, you think of the Rams. Potentially the Panthers, but that's another build from the ground up.
Commanders. Yeah. They're not a big market.
they not a big market, bro, but they are. Well, I can't even say they're a big team. So yeah, maybe the Commanders, but and they got pieces on defense. So
Yes.
he may, and it
Yeah.
could be some closed door conversations with the. I want to call them the R word so bad, but the Commanders. um, history, bro. I still haven't gotten used to
Hey,
saying that,
it happens. It happens.
Hmm.
yeah, man. I just feel like Bill won eight super. What is it? Eight, 6 or 8? I think
He's
it's
won
8.
he's won 6.
He won 6 in New England, right?
Right.
But I think he won 2 under Parcells, or at least 1 under Parcells. So we just gonna say 7. He's a 7-time Super Bowl championship coach. Who don't want that man? He got to
It
put.
looks like a lot of teams. I can't explain
Exactly.
to you why. I don't know. That's why I'm asking.
Man, I'll take Bill over Mike any day. I know we making Mike prove it, but I honestly believe that Bill will be here next year. And with that, Julio, I'll pass it off to you.
Well, no, man. I mean, you guys hit the nail on the head on this one. I mean, as far as Bill Belichick is concerned, and my thought process behind it is that I think I agree with Joe as far as him being the one that's being picky. He's the one that's being kind of like, do I really want to go here? Do I really not want to go here? Is this the team for me? Do I really want to start building from the ground up? Do I really want to get into a team that has a better defense? I think it's his choice. I agree with you too on that point, T. That there's not very many teams that are just going to pass up on a coach like that. That has the record that he has, the accolades that he's achieved. I don't
He's
think
the
that very many
winningest coach
teams.
of all
Yeah,
time.
I don't see very many teams going, "Oh, yeah, we don't want Bill,
I think he's
we
six
don't want."
six wins away from that, by the way.
Yeah. Yeah, and I don't think there's any team out there saying, "Oh, we don't want him, he's too old or he's past his time," which, mind you, we had his conversation, outside of the podcast,
Yeah, off the
um,
record.
talking off the record. We talked about that, and, I feel that Bill Belichick's time as a head coach, yeah, he's getting up there in age. He's way more old school. He's still kind of leaning towards that old way of playing football and trying to bring up players and things of that nature. So to me, it's like it's already outdated. We're getting to a generation now to where we have newer coaches, younger coaches that have that fresh mindset, the way the game is being played now, to where, yeah, it's gonna be, if you have a young coach that can be on your team, you would rather pick a younger coach than to pick a coach that is still stuck in that mindset of, oh, let's run the split veer or something like that. Not saying that that's what Bill runs, but I'm just saying, just to give an example. But outside of that, I mean, both of you guys brought up really good points, and I think that Bill really right now he's kind of sitting back and trying to see what's going to be the best fit for him. If, like you guys said, if the rumors are true and he doesn't want to be in a big market, I don't see him coming to Dallas. Um, would I want him to come to Dallas? I mean, it's like a hit or miss. I would rather have a younger coach, but if we had to replace McCarthy with somebody else and Bill Belichick is available, then why the hell not? Why wouldn't we bring him here? But
I
that's neither
mean,
here nor there until we figure out what he wants to do.
yeah, bro. Like, it, really, when you ask yourself, who do you have a better chance of winning? And I'm not trying to discredit Mike McCarthy because he has gone 12-5, 12, yeah, 12-5
Mhm.
in each of the last 3 seasons. But if you had to choose, like who would you rather have, Bill Belichick or Mike McCarthy? Bill Belichick is proven. It's not to say that Mike McCarthy isn't proven. Bill Belichick has proven more multiple times over. So give me him any day over who we currently have. But go ahead, Joe.
So I'm gonna start just by picking up where you were talking about Bill Belichick in the Super Bowls. He does have 6 as a head coach, and he does have 2 as the DC of the
So 8.
Giants. So he's
Yeah.
got 8 altogether. Um, so the way I look at it, man, is yeah, he's one of the winningest coaches in NFL history. He's damn near gonna set the record. I think whatever team he goes to next, that's the opportunity for him to set it with that organization. That's why to me, I'm like, bro, are y'all having back channel talks? You and Jerry, like, hey, let Mike finish this last of his 5 years, and then we'll bring you in. But that adds another year of age to Bill Belichick. Now, with that year, he can take some time, really dissect what the NFL is doing, and have a game plan coming in here. But what scares me is he a winning coach? He was with Tom Brady. What has he done after Tom left? The winningness that he saw before is not there. Now, I'm not saying he couldn't win here, because as we talked about, Dak is way better. He's head and shoulders above Mac Jones, granted, but Bill Belichick was ready to get rid of Tom Brady, and he's the one that said, "Give me Mac Jones as my franchise quarterback." I don't think Bill Belichick has a grasp mentally of what talent evaluation needs to be to succeed now. Maybe he had it when they had a dominant defense, and he'd bring in a guy like a Randy Moss or an Ocho Cinco, or a Corey Dillon, just somebody here and there to kind of spice it up. But if you're talking draft, which is how the Cowboys like to build their teams, is draft and develop, you let Bill Belichick be in charge of your drafting and your player personnel. I don't have the confidence that I do with Mike McCarthy and why am
Will
I
McClay.
Will McClay. Uh I feel like those guys have a better grasp, and even Dan Quinn for that matter. I'm sure he puts his input to Will McClay, like, hey, I like these guys. I have more confidence in their decision making on developing and drafting talent than I do a Bill Belichick. And I think that's something that Bill's going to want is, hey, give me that power, that control. And we already know Jerry don't play well like that.
So let me ask you this then, because we all know that our organization is going to be a collaborative effort as far as drafting and developing talent, right? So we've seen players come in under Mike McCarthy that we drafted and developed, but we've also seen this rodeo with Jason Garrett
Yeah.
of us drafting players and developing them. So I get
That's how the Cowboys operate, bro.
So the premise of or at least my thought process behind it is, if Bill were to come here, he would understand that Jerry is not going to give up control of drafting the talent. Like, it's still going to be a collaborative effort. Excuse me. It's still going to be a collaborative effort. You're going to have your input, but we run this thing like a family. Like these pieces here, McClay, Jerry, Steven, you know, the coordinators for their respective sides of the ball. Everybody's going to have their input, but ultimately you are the head coach. So we want to go in the direction that you think will give us the best chance to win. Do you see that compromise happening with Jerry and Bill?
I might be able to see that compromise more with Jerry and Bill than I see it with Steven and Bill.
Steven and Bill. Yeah, I was about to say the exact same thing.
Because the rumors are, and I've been saying this for the past couple of years, like, this is Steven's team now. This isn't. A lot of people want to crap on Jerry. Obviously, in our emotional time, we're like, man, Jerry don't want to do this, that, and the other. But ultimately, it comes down to
it's
Steven. It's Steven Jones. And instead of getting better, Wildcat and Jerry, you don't have Wildcat and Jerry no more. Now you have buttoned up conservative Steven and being a tight ass button up conservative Steven, you're not getting any success. You've garnered no success with that mentality and with that ideology, and yet you're going to still continue to drag what was once a prestigious franchise you're dragging it through the mud right now, and everybody's laughing at you because you went from Cinderella to the damn pumpkin. You turned into a pumpkin these last damn near 30 years. And now you're the laughing stock of every talking head that you see on TV. Bro, how do you go from a potential 90s dynasty to the laughing stock where you can't get out of the damn divisional game? You just can't do it. So to me, I think a lot of teams are looking past Bill Belichick like, hey, you know what? It's past his time. He's more of a headache than he's worth at this point. And like you said, Julio, he is older. I really feel like I don't see Bill going another 5 years, which is what a lot of teams are gonna look for, 3 to 5. I can see Bill maybe going 1 or 2. I can see Bill coming here as a consigliere, basically, like a let's
Consultant.
yeah, let's consult
Yeah.
and I'll give you some advice, but actually running it, nah, I don't see it, man. I don't see it. So,
Nah, I don't even know how you see that because I don't see him doing that, especially with the record being like he's 6 games away.
yeah.
So I definitely don't see him coming to anywhere to be a consultant at all. What I could potentially see is if he hung it up as head coach, he'll go somewhere and be a GM. Want to be a GM?
I'm telling you, bro, like I could see him wanting to come here, break the wins record as a Cowboy. Jerry would love it. Why? Because it's a market, like you get to
A
market that.
marketing tool.
Yeah,
Yeah.
you get to sell that as, oh, look, we have the winningest head coach. He's won the most games, and he did it as the Cowboys head coach. That's all they
Man,
see. They see the business side.
Yeah.
They
Because
don't
any
care about the
marketing is
fans.
good market. Yeah,
Exactly.
any marketing is good market, whether it's bad marketing or good marketing, as long as the Cowboys name is in headlines because we have the winningest head coach, we have whatever it is, whether it be good or bad, as long as the Cowboy people are talking about the Cowboys, Jerry is happy because why? It's
Exactly.
making us money. It's
Yeah.
making us money.
bruh, I mean, they already done came out and said on the sports shows they talk about the Cowboys because that's what get the views.
Yes.
So as long as the Cowboys are doing good, doing bad, ain't doing any fucking thing, they gonna be talked about. Jerry gonna make money. Steven gonna make
Yep.
money. And as
Yep.
long as they draft young talent, bro, hey, hey, I don't even want to get on them, man, because we should have been.
Hey, shoulda, woulda, coulda, but we didn't.
Yeah, man.
And here
Yeah.
we are.